Hello YouTubers, it's Championdjk coming at you yet again with another weekly update video. And again, I found some stuff this week and I'm going to share it with you. Didn't find a whole lot, however did find a couple of chases. And I will show you those. And then we're going to crack pretty much all this stuff we're going to open up, with the exception of just a couple of things. But so, yeah, I guess without further ado, I worked out of town this last week and decided to hunt around in that area. And the first Toys R Us I went to was pretty sweet because they had just put out P-Case cars, so 2017 Hot Wheels P-Case, and was able to score pretty much all the ones I wanted out of that. I'm just going to show you them right here. We're going to pretty much open up all of these. There's the regular T-Hunt, picked up one of those. Here's the Super Trofeo Lamborghini, the Datsun 620, Porsche Outlaw, this other Porsche 934, and the 2016 Honda Civic Type R. Here's the, that was the Now, and the Then and Now. Here's the other Civic, so picked up that. Picked up the Then and Now set of RX7s. Go ahead and crack those and take a look at them in the second half. And then I also found the Super. So that was pretty cool. I was working out of town, and I was this other one of my colleagues' name is Blaze. We went ahead and he's like, "What are you going to do tonight?" Because I had to stay in a hotel overnight at this place. So I was at a training thing, whatever. Anyway, so I'm like, I don't know, I'm going to go hunt this area. I'm going to go hunt Hot Wheels and stuff like that and go do a little pallet rating maybe. And he's like, "What are you going to do?" I'm like, and I explained to him, you know, a little bit about the hobby and what I wanted to do. So he wanted to tag along because there was nothing better for him to do, really. So he went, and we went to that Toys R Us right away. And he's the one that actually pulled this one out and said, "This one looks kind of cool." And I'm like, that's the Super. So it was pretty cool to get this, I guess. Of course, not my favorite Super of the year, it being a fantasy casting, but it looks okay. Not sure whether I'll just keep it or trade it or what. Usually I keep any Super I find if I don't have duplicates of it, so I'll probably keep it. But there's that. So, in other Hot Wheels news, Meyer is blowing out their their Car Culture Series cars at $2 a piece. I just grabbed one of them because the rest of them that they had left were those, I don't know how to explain them, those spoked wheels or whatever from the Euro series that debuted in those series. So most of the cars had those wheels on them, which I'm not going to really use those for too many customs. So just picked up this one to probably rob the wheels off of it. And would have picked up more if they had more. And then Target, of course, is getting shippers with their Red Edition cars. And these are your 3 Red Edition cars. These are coming in, I think, like 80 count or something like that. Sidekickers, which have all P-Case cars and then the addition of these Red Edition vehicles. Varying reports on the assortment. Some of them have had no Firebirds in them. Some of them have had no Combis in them. The shipper that I hit, or the one that I hit, had a ton of the Red exclusives and not a lot of regular P-Case cars. There was actually like, I want to say like 6 or 7 of each one of these castings in that shipper. So there is that. Oh, and then, so that was in town. I scored those. That was just Friday. Also, on Friday, Toys R Us, I scored a Green Machine. So this is from the Black Bandit series. It's actually the same series. I already have the Green Machine of the 86 Chevy G20 van that I found last week. They stocked another case of Black Bandits and it had this greenie in it. So this is the 2015 Ford F-150 Black Bandit Rescue Team with snowplow and salt spreader. Now where I live here, we're definitely familiar with salt spreaders and snowplows. But I'm probably not going to keep this thing. This will probably be up for trade. If anybody's really interested in it, let me know. And then at Hobby Lobby, I'm just picking this series apart one by one. I got another one of this Club V-Dub series. This is Series 5. So 40% off at Hobby Lobby. You get these for about $5 a piece, which is a little bit cheaper than getting them at Toys R Us. Excuse me. But the problem is they only stock one at a time anyway, so you can only get one a week. And luckily, they've gotten a different one every week. So now I have 3 out of the 6 in the series. So slowly chipping away at that. Oh, and another thing, while I was out of town, there was a little hobby store right next to the hotel I was staying at, and they actually had some Auto World there that you don't see too often. This is actually from Release 3. I picked up 2 cars from there. This one I did not have in my collection, and we're going to crack this in the second half, along with its counterpart, which is the B Series Release 3. So we'll go ahead and open these 2 up and take a look at them. This Dodge Dart Swinger is really cool in this series. It's a little bit different than the other releases of it. And then picked up this Mustang Mach-1. And I found out I actually do have this one. I've got one of these loose, so I didn't really need this one, but oh well, now I have an extra parted. So there's that, and then I guess the other part of the next part of the video, we're just going to crack some random Hot Wheels and a Johnny Lightning. I'm just going to crack this guy. I got to make room on my little pegboard, so every once in a while I got to kind of crack some stuff. I got a pile of Johnny Lightning stuff over here that's going to get cracked in probably a future video, or I might just kind of pepper them into these videos. But then I just grabbed some random Hot Wheels. I was sorting through some stuff, and I'm going to crack open one of these. I know you guys have seen this before, but for newer collectors, it's probably somewhat new to you, but this Bluebird 510 from the Cool Classic series. A couple of cars from the Porsche series I'm going to just open up and put with my Porsches. And we've got these 2 interesting ones. This is a Cadillac Escalade and a Chevy Tahoe. And Monte Carlo SS, this is a K-Day exclusive. And Nissan 350Z from the Fast and the Furious series. This was Fast and the Furious series that came out in 2015, so this is 2 years old now. Yeah, we'll go ahead and just crack one of these because I don't have one of those loose. And that's it. So let's just get to cracking some stuff. A lot of Hot Wheels content in this video, so let's go ahead and get to it. Alright, so let's start this second half with some Auto World, just real quick. This is the 71 Dodge Dart Swinger from I believe it's from Premium Release 1 from Auto World. So this is the original release of this car. This came out in this kind of, I don't know, magenta-ish color. And the other color was a lime green one, which I actually don't have the lime green one of this from that release. So if anybody has one of those available, please let me know. I will purchase it from you, possibly. And yeah, I need that one for my collection. I've got the Ultra Red in that series, but I don't have the green one. So let's go ahead and let's open up these 2. So these are from License Premium Release 3, which if you know anything about Auto World, this Release 3 cars for some reason are pretty tough to come by, in both sets, the Premium and the License Premium. I don't know if there was something up with distribution or whatever. This is also labeled as a Dodge Dart Swinger in 1971, and it's pretty cool though in comparison to the other one. It's got some just cooler, you know, you got their flat black roof. Just seems like it's more detailed. It's set up almost more stock looking, I guess, or less sporty looking than this one. And forgive me because I'm not too familiar with this actual real car and what different trim packages were available for it, but this blue one just looks so nice. So very, very cool. I was glad to add that to my collection. I got that. Where did I get that one from? I want to say I got it off of eBay. Either eBay or I got it from an antique mall somewhere. And then this one is the one I just picked up from that little hobby store. And there that is, in like this kind of, I don't know, butterscotchish color. Hood opens on these. This one's kind of a rough open. Oh, there it goes. But yeah, anyway, these Release 3 cars are kind of difficult to find. There is a Pontiac Firebird in that. Of course, the notorious Plymouth Roadrunner is in this series. It's first release of that. I don't have any of those. I would love to have those in the collection. Those are probably the hardest and most expensive ones from the series to find and get. I would say the Dodge Dart Swinger is probably one of the cheaper ones to get. There's also a Chevelle from that series, a Dodge Challenger, and a Ford Mustang Mach-1, and a Pontiac Firebird Trans Am. But anyway, these are just a beautiful version of this car. I really like the way these ones look in comparison to this style, which is what they've had a lot of different variations of this. It was in Release 1, and it was also in, I think it was Release 5, where they did an A, B, C, and D of this car. So I do have the Ultra Red from that one too, but But pretty cool. So there's your Auto World real quick. And then next up, let's just crack this random Johnny Lightning. And then the rest of this video will be Hot Wheels. This is from the Spoiler or Street Freak series, I guess. This is the first release of the resurgence of Johnny Lightning. Just had to open this Camaro. It's pretty cool. 1976 Chevy Camaro. Comes with this little card. So there's that thing. There's the Camaro. This is pretty cool. This came out in yellow, I think, as well. I don't know which one was set A or set B, but just had this laying around, so I decided to go ahead and open her up. So there is your Camaro. We won't spend much time on that. Alright, so now let's get into some Hot Wheels cracking. We'll start with these Red Edition cars. So we got this one, the 67 Pontiac Firebird, which you know, I'm a Firebird fan, so I definitely had to pick that one up. And it looks pretty nice. I'm not sure I really dig the red windshield, but other than that, I think it looks really cool. So there is that car. It's got those new style, like, slotted wheels, so that's pretty awesome. And then you got this guy, the 70 Chevy Chevelle. And kind of the same sort of white and red color, so this has more of a brighter red, then this is more of a darker red in the accents. Love this casting too. All three of these castings were must-haves for me because they're castings I collect. This Firebird, this Chevelle, and of course the Cool Combi. So the Cool Combi is just a really cool casting, and this is kind of neat because it's moon eyes, but it's red and white. It's a nice bright enamel red. Pretty sweet. So there is your Cool Combi. It's kind of neat too because the tampos on it are kind of a metallic silver. So they kind of pop on there. It looks really cool. I dig it. Good job on that one. I don't know if this is some sort of error. There's some sort of weird like smudging on the inside of the windshield. That looks weird. But anyway, so there are those three Hot Wheels. Those are your Target exclusives. Find them now. Then we'll go ahead and open the then and now Honda Civic. This is the 90 Honda Civic EF, which is a casting that's been around for a while now. And of course a favorite for your Japanese car collectors and Honda fans. And now we get this one. This is new for 2017. This 2016 Honda Civic Type R. It was hard to find one of these actually that had really good tampos on the front. Let me know what your experience has been. But this was one of the best I could find, and it still's got some flaws. But still, it's how we like them. You know, detail in the front, detail in the rear, a plain color, and you know, factory color basically. It's white, and looks pretty good. So that makes a nice little pair there. I still say the style of this one is so much cooler than the new one. I don't know, it just looks way cooler than this shape of this car right here. So there's that. And let's see here. Next up, we'll do the then and now for the RX-7s. Starting with the then, which is the Mazda RX-7 right here. I couldn't tell you offhand what year this. I'm not too familiar with RX-7s and generations of them, so I don't really know what year this car would have been. So someone help me out in the comments down below. But very cool casting. Definitely dig this. I would guess it's 80s. I love the 80s style of these cars, 80s, early 90s, where they're kind of boxy a little bit. They're not too curved. This is the 95 RX-7, which actually this looks really nice too. I would say as a pair, I'm definitely into these two more than I am the Hondas. I just think they look cool. Rotary power. And yeah, so they did a really good job on this 95 RX-7. It looks really nice. So you got just tampos in the front, real minimal. Detail in the back. The lights actually are detailed. It looks pretty cool. This one does not have any details on it, just a tampo scheme. I wish they would have matched it and put some details on this one too, but I guess there's really not much you can do with the front. You can definitely put taillights on the back though, And so that makes a nice little pair. It's kind of cool that they put these both in the same case code. So you got two desirable then and now castings. Sticking with Japanese here, we got the Datsun 620. This is in like a satin black, maybe call it. Yeah, I guess that's a satin. Not quite flat, matte, but definitely it's got a little bit of it's satin finish, I guess. So there that is. Of course, this is the favorite casting. Anything Datsun, everybody loves, right? So I dig this truck though too. I definitely do, and it's a good looking truck. They definitely are putting out a ton of them though. Lots of variations of this. I've only seen one of them in a premium line. It would be cool to see another one in some sort of premium line. So there's your Datsun 620, and then let's go Lamborghini. Here's Lamborghini Huracan LP 620-2 Super Trofeo in green and lime green, and yeah, Lambos definitely look cool in this color, and this is no exception. Very nice little dollar model car. It's got a lot of graphics on the side, but that's okay for this car, and I think it looks pretty awesome. So super. Alright, so there's that, and then we're gonna go Porsche. Here's your 3568 Outlaw. Crack that open like that. That's pretty cool. A little teardrop. That looks pretty nice. I don't know, is there another color of this coming out this year? I'm not sure. But here's this one. I think there might be actually another color yet of this coming out. This is kind of an oddball color. This is kind of like greenish, bluish. I don't know how to explain it, but Porsche looks good in that color for sure. It looked good with some Real Rider tires. But there is your Outlaw, and then we got the Porsche 934.5 in this midnight color scheme. We got black and blue, and that looks very sharp. Definitely like that. So this first came out in white, so that would be a nice stark contrast here. The two colors that they put this out in, and that looks really nice in a gloss black. So definitely dig that. And so sticking with Porsche then, let's crack. These are 3 random cars from the Porsche series that came out. This would have been 2015. It's a Walmart Porsche series, starting with the Porsche Carrera GT in orange. We'll go through these pretty quick, because I'm sure a lot of you that have been around for a while have definitely seen these. But pretty cool. So there's that one, and then there's a Porsche 918 Spider. Go ahead and crack that. And there's your 918 Spider. Very nice Porsche casting. I love that Hot Wheels does a lot of Porsches. I do like Porsche. Like the style of those sports cars. I think they look really cool. And Porsche is kind of a unique, kind of cool brand. So there's that. And then this Porsche Boxster Spider in blue. Looks really sharp like that with the gold wheels. Very nice little dollar mainline car. So these came out in Walmart a couple years ago, and I snagged up a few sets of them. And yeah, glad to have some loose. I didn't really crack them at that time. So, and then this, you guys have all seen this. This is just track day car culture. But these wheels will make a sweet wheel donor. So for $2, you can't pass up Real Riders for $2 for customs. You just can't, and you can never have enough Real Riders. So there's that. And then we got just a few more random Hot Wheels. This is a 86 Monte Carlo SS. This was a K-Day exclusive from 2015 in this sweet green color. So there is that bad boy. And then we got a couple of trucks to crack. This is a Chevy Tahoe, 2007 Chevy Tahoe Police. So this is from 2014. This one's 3 years old. Just a cool little truck there. Very nice little mainline car. So lots of mainlines in this video, but that's okay, because some of the mainlines are actually really cool. I still buy them. So 2007 Cadillac Escalade. This is in the gold rides. This is actually a plastic body. Look at this thing shine. Just going to move these back a little bit. That looks pretty awesome. Plastic body, metal base. This thing probably cooks down the track. So there's that. And then we got two more for you. A couple of JDM or whatever, Japanese cars. Nissan 350Z from the Fast and the Furious. The Fast and the Furious. I don't know which movie this was from. Again, I am not familiar with the Fast and the Furious movies. I still have never watched one. One of these days I'll probably just watch them, but I really like this car because how they did the tampo scheme on it looks so awesome, being black on this like charcoal color almost. Just a very good looking version of this car. So really dig that one. And then last but not least, this is the Datsun Bluebird 510 from the Cool Classics series. So the Cool Classics, this came out probably 2014 maybe. I don't think maybe these hit shelves until 2015 though. And this was the last. I think this was in the last wave of Cool Classics, or the second to last, one of the two. Really cool color, like an anodized gold with some black tampos on it. The Cool Classics were really cool, no pun intended, but really nice models, and I think a lot of them now are going to start kind of fetching a premium. They didn't really sell that well, I don't think. They didn't fly off the shelves. Some of the castings that they picked to do weren't that great, but they did have definitely some desirable ones, such as this that they released. And this just looks like a really nice Hot Wheel, so definitely dig it. Alright, so that's going to be it for this week. So basically not a whole lot. I did find a Green Machine, though. I did also find a Super Treasure Hunt, which is kind of cool. I haven't found hardly any Supers this year. I think that was my second or third one this year. So out of like mostly what I've found have been White Lightnings and Green Machines. And in the last like week and a half or whatever, I found, you know, I scored 4 Green Machines at once and then another one later on. So crazy. I wish I would have that luck with Ultra Reds. That would be awesome. So anyway, that's going to be it for this week, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks for tuning in to another weekly video. I definitely appreciate it. Have a great extended Labor Day weekend. Hopefully you don't have to work too much if you do work. And hope you have some time to enjoy yourself and enjoy your little cars. So, have a good one. See you in the next week.